But I look at a thing like the Duck Dynasty, right? It's not my thing, but I look at that. I go, okay, these guys make duck calls, but they're a ubiquitous brand at freaking gas stations. Yeah. I want to make Bald Man a ubiquitous brand. Maybe people don't know that the Bald Man started as a percussion niche thing, but here we have, other Bald Man, the
salt and pepper shakers,
Bald Man, the flamethrower. I don't know. There's all sorts of different things.
So, but you are thinking,
yeah.
So it'll be you and Danny still creating things.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, the thought leaders, I have nothing against it. It doesn't really do a lot for me. I like to go way far away and say, what is somebody in a different industry like media or theme parks, what are they doing? And how can I distill that down into something that I'm doing? That's kind of what I like.
Yeah. Does your wife think you're crazy?
Yeah. And she's also forbidden me to start any other businesses.
This is the Rich Redmond Show.
Yeah, we had Jay Weinberg on recently. We had Wes Little, great session player. I got to visit Kibitz with our friend Jeff Roach. And, it was almost a 2-hour interview. And we talked about not a lot about music.
We talked about inspiration.
There was some detours that happened.
That's okay. That's what happens.
But look who's in the room today.
Music, motivation, and success.
Speaking of detours.
This man has a haircut that matches his business. Bald Man Percussion. We're talking about our friend Mike McKee. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Oh, my pleasure, Rich. My pleasure.
But if people don't know, you're from Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh. Don't say Raleigh. No, it's bad. That's a dead giveaway.
Unless it's a rally in Raleigh.
But it's a dead giveaway that you're not from those parts.
Fair enough.
And then you've been calling Nashville home for 5 years, man. You're a newbie.
I'm new.
For 11 years, you have been were you a founding member of Delta Rae?
Yes.
Founding member and drummer with the Americana rock band Delta Rae. If you thought that was enough, no, there's more to the story. Founding member, along with his partner Danny Young, of a company called Bald Man Percussion. 2 times you guys won Best in Show at NAMM for an instrument called the Junk Hat. Here it is right there. It's not subtle. It's not for the faint of heart, but we're going to get into what this thing is, how it came about. I was an early adapter of this thing. I haven't been able to use it live with Aldine because most of these sounds that have this kind of a sound, they're already on the track. You know what I mean? So I feel kind of bad about that, but it is an amazing instrument. In addition, you got this thing called the Drum Team Collective, kind of rock and roll team building. So there's so much to talk about. Mike McKee, thanks for coming, bud.
My pleasure.
Yeah, man.
And housekeeping. We got to get some housekeeping.
Oh, Jim will not let me do an episode without saying that we do have the richredmondshow.com. Finally, thank you. Check it out. We have merch. After 231 episodes, by this time this comes out, it'll be 235 episodes. We have merch. So we're sipping out of this iconic coffee mug that the people have been asking about for 5 years.
It's even behind him.
You can have it delivered to your house. They will lick a stamp. They will send it to your house. We got beanies, we got hats, we got hoodies, we got baseball jerseys, shirts, the whole thing. Use the code FALL25 for a 25% discount. Do it. Do it right now.
Do it.
Yeah. All right. See, housekeeping done.
Done. And Rich will deliver these mugs to your house personally. In person.
On foot.
On foot. He will walk. That's how dedicated he is. I've met dedicated people in my life, but this guy right here, this is a dedicated guy.
You guys haven't put out an episode in a while. Yeah, he's not back yet.
He's not dedicated.
He's still walking.
He is.
Yeah.
On foot.
He's delivering a mug
man.
to Kevin in Iowa.
I'm telling you, I love your energy, man. But Raleigh's, that's the South.
It sure is, yeah.
But I mean, you have North energy.
Okay, I'll take it.
You know what I mean? Because Jim and I are from Connecticut. When I moved here, I was like, man, I got to slow down. These things are a little slow around here. But you just like.
Well, I like life. I like doing stuff.
Yeah.
And and here's why we moved to Nashville was because I like to meet people that are interesting and exciting, that find me interesting and exciting. And, New York has it, LA has it, but Nashville has a Southern North Carolina kind of charm to it. So it felt like a natural fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you move here because of the band and being signed to Warner Brothers and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so my band Delta Rae, we signed to Warner Brothers around 2011, 10, I don't remember, but we signed to Warner's through Seymour Stein up in New York City. He discovered Madonna, the Ramones. He coined the phrase New Wave. I mean, a legendary A&R guy. He founded Sire Records, which is underneath Warner.
Yeah, okay.
So we signed with him in New York, and that's a whole story. If you guys, you can Google or on YouTube, Seymour Stein, Delta Rae. There's lots of stories out there of us doing long form of how that whole thing
That's
happened.
a great band.
Thank you. And then we spent a lot of time in LA. So back and forth LA, all over the world, doing all the late night shows, all the fun stuff. And eventually we landed over at Big Machine Records here in Nashville, home of Taylor Swift. And we made a bit of a pivot, and I was back and forth from Raleigh, North Carolina to Nashville a lot. And here's why we were back and forth a lot. It's because we had a residency at the basement, the original basement in Nashville. We turned this small, like 150 cap room into a haunted chapel every single week. It sold out every week. We had a preacher outside warning people, do not come into this haunted chapel. We had actors planted. We had lanterns on strings. We had arena lights everywhere.
How come I never heard of this?
Because it sold out every time. It was in 2018 that we did it for 16 weeks. Yeah. Cheap Trick was our first guest. We had Jamie Johnson pop in, and super fun.
On 8th Avenue, right
there, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Line out the door every single time.
Well, that's smart.
And
you were probably one of the brainchilds behind the marketing.
I'm a big Disney theme park kind of guy, and it became a bit of a playground to create a themed attraction in this little black box room.
150 people,
teeny tiny.
We'd be talking like this.
Sardines. It was sardines every time.
Yeah.
But it was artistically very satisfying, and we'll never do it again. It drove us nuts. Again, you can go on YouTube and find some stuff. Look up the Delta Rae revival at the basement, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Now, I saw some footage of you on your website with Delta Rae, and there's this whole thing where you have there's like a drum solo, and then the keyboard player jumps off and he's beating on pots and pans and trash cans.
Yeah, we
and
go
stuff.
nuts. The Delta Rae shows a lot of vocals and a lot of percussion.
Yeah, it's like almost like a Fleetwood Mac-ish.
Yeah, we get compared to that a lot. In fact, Rolling Stone magazine said if Fleetwood Mac grew up in North Carolina, you'd get Delta Rae. And that kind of, we're like, nailed it. Thank you.
Yeah. Good soundbite.
Thank you.
Good soundbite. So there's ups and downs with the band, label changes, the whole thing. But then when the pandemic hit, you did something brilliant.
Yes, thank you. And I will tell everybody, we in 2019 we ended up leaving Big Machine Records and launched a Kickstarter campaign.
Okay.
All right. We asked for $30,000 to make our first independent record. And I'm sure the folks in your audience knows this, but for those who don't know, traditionally with labels, you don't actually own the master recordings. You don't own the music. You have your IP, but you don't own your master recording. So this will be our first independent tour and independent record release. We asked for $30,000. We raised $465,000 on Kickstarter, blew it out of the water, tailwinds like crazy. Boom. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. We did a trust fall into our fans, and they caught us.
So it was a historical number.
It really was. It was very, very special and a wonderful, wonderful moment of tailwinds. So our first independent release and tour was March of 2020. So we got kicked
March
in the pants.
13th, things got
a little weird.
Yeah.
So we got kicked in the pants there. But
you had all this money.
Well, we spent a lot of it on making some records. So we made 2 records before all that.
Gotcha.
Made 2 records, and then we were working on a Broadway musical. And so most of that money was spent. Money was spent.
That's smart.
Yeah, huge sale. Anywho, pandemic happened. We said, okay, we can't tour. What can we do? We have all these hungry fans. We can't feed them. We created a virtual house online with rooms and different levels, and we call it Behind the Door. When you open the door, you have access to all sorts of old material, unreleased songs. We're independent now. We can do that.
Yeah.
Unreleased songs. And every single month, all 6 band members would make Netflix-style TV shows I made like a cocktail show when I told stories from the road. We had one of our singers was like doing a songwriting session, playing guitar, learning Delta Rae songs on guitar. And we would give them access to us with a monthly fireside chat. So we were just fire hose the fan with content, with letting them into our lives, so to speak.
Private lives.
Exactly. And it had a paywall there. And to this day, now, 5 years later, we still have that fan club. People are still coming in. We do our fireside chats. We all have kids and things like that. So we're doing less touring right now, but we have still built this amazing community of Delta Rae diehards. And
is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
Nice.
And they've made friendships and relationships out of that, and now they'll travel around together and have fun. And that just warms my heart. I mean, it's an amazing thing, but we're also able to keep our lights on because of that.
If you're listening to this podcast, it means you're already looking to improve your drumming. Why not level it up in person with me when you book a one-on-one day drum intensive? Drummers from around the world have traveled to Nashville to study with me. We cover subjects like reading, rudiments, technique, hand development, charting, the Nashville number system, styles, percussion, music biz insider info, career development, positive mindset, and much more. Of course, we address all of your questions, and my deep curriculum has helped players of all kinds move the ball down the field to be closer to their goals, even getting accepted to college music programs, moving to that dream music town, getting gigs, and keeping them. Find out more about my one-on-one day drumtensive. Go to drumtensive.com, drumtensive.com, drumtensive.com.
Have a podcast that needs a facelift? Or maybe you're just starting out and want to hit the ground running. At it'syourshow.co, we help you produce, rebrand, and elevate your podcast. Led by industry vet Jim McCarthy, a 25-plus year voiceover, music, and talk radio production pro. Jim's got the ear, the experience, and the gear to take your show from average to unforgettable. Podcasts are one of the most powerful tools to grow your brand, connect authentically, and build trust with your audience. But sounding like a pro? That's what sets you apart. Visit it'syourshow.co today, and let's make your podcast sound like it should.
Well, how did you guys come up with the plan so fast to keep because March hit and everybody just panicked.
Right.
Were the wheels already in motion for that kind of a thing? Okay.
No, believe it or not, artists are pretty creative people.
Yeah,
and we're used to like just things not really working all the time and pivoting a lot. I hate that word, but it's just true.
It is overused. Yeah.
It is. But I think here's my favorite quote. By the way, my favorite quote is from H.G. Wells, a director. He says, "The enemy of art is the absence of limitations." I'm going to say that again. The enemy of art is the absence of limitations, meaning if you have no restraints, no constraints, if you have budget, personnel, everything, that is going to create bad art. However, if you have constraints, monetary restraints, time, now, you can't tour, that creates amazing opportunity for art and ideas. Yes. So we have those constraints, and that squeeze made us create Behind the Door.
Well, that's really smart. And I don't remember exactly who it was, but someone said that great art is created out of having not enough time. In other words,
that's a constraint.
It's a constraint.
That's a constraint. The enemy of art is the absence of limitation.
Well, that is
I understand that.
I almost feel like you guys could have gone and showed labels how they could have their artists do this.
We may or may not be having those conversations.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see you as the type of guy who's going to see something that works and then not try to bring it to the masses.
Yeah, I have a bit of a tendency to do that.
Yeah, and every time when I'm around you, you're hyper organized, and you were telling me how you do your to-do lists and your action items and all that. And I thought I was a pretty organized person, but I mean, that is to another level, bro.
Well, I love seeing how people work in their day-to-day. I think it's just fun. Yeah. And I like to show people how I do my day-to-day work. And, if you juggle different things, which most musicians do, and I'm sure your audience here, you're all professional musicians, but you have other things that you're working on as well. You got to figure out how to time box things. I like to use a Post-it note every morning, and I write down 10 to 11. Here's what I'm doing. 11:30 this time. Lunch break is this time. I literally write it down. I'm a kinetic learner, so I don't type it. I write it with my hands.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. A kinetic learner.
Kinetic learner. Yeah.
Writing
Must
it down.
be from Connecticut.
There's actually something to that.
I'm from North Carolina.
We're charting songs instead of using software.
Bad jokes, man.
When you write the the chart out, it helps you learn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Typing out a chart. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Yeah.
My God. That is very, very impressive. So I'm looking at your shirt right now, Bald Man Percussion, established 2018. But I'm assuming you're the one with no glasses.
I'm the one with no glasses,
okay.
Correct.
So then now tell us who your partner is, who I know very well, Danny.
Danny's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Unbelievable drummer, a talent through the nose, and a super hard worker. So we have a very wonderful working relationship. We're similar in a lot of ways, but the way we do work and stuff is polar opposite, which I like. I like a little bit of friction with my partners.
Right.
Because it creates great things. And so, but we met on the road. His band was opening up for Delta Rae. He was
playing with Dan Tominski at the time, right?
This particular gig was a Big Machine artist called the Church Sisters.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, as drummers, we typically wear black V-necks, and a lot of drummers are bald. So he walked in. Yeah, exactly. So I was wearing my black V-neck, and he walked in with his gear. He's like, "Oh, hey, Shirt Brothers."
Yeah.
And he saw this thing up on the my drum kit. It was a sloppy version of the junk hat. Okay. It didn't look like that one. It was something I made. And I'm not a woodworker, and I'm not very good at crafty stuff. He saw that. He goes, "Dude, that thing looks awesome, but it's so ugly. Can I make one for myself that's just more aesthetically pleasing?"
Because
he's a woodworker.
He's a woodworker.
Yeah. Stupid talent guy. And he did. And he goes, "Dude, this thing's cool." And then I was like, "That's awesome. Well, let's just keep on noodling around with it." And I was in Raleigh at the time, but back and forth a bunch. So as I was back and forth with Delta Rae doing the revival residency, that show I would stick around Nashville for a while, and I would go to Danny's house, and I'd just stay the night there sometimes and build junk hat stuff and mess around with Bald Man things. And anywho, we were going to make 10 prototypes, just see what happened. And we put it up on a Squarespace site, and the first person that I saw email said, "Hey, I got to have this thing." I saw the subject and I looked who it was. It was Matt Chamberlain. And I go, "Ooh," I throw up a little bit. He's my number one.
Yeah.
Matt's my number one.
As far as like a left of center, incredibly creative session musician.
Oh, good gravy. Don't get me started.
Yeah. Fiona Apple, Wallflower, Saturday Night Live House Band.
All over the 90s.
David Bowie.
Yeah, insane. And a super nice guy and just a sweet, sweet man. But anyway, I was like, "Danny, we're onto something. So let's just not make 10 of these. Let's see if we can scale this up." And we were just kind of off to the races, and won Best in Show at NAMM for the junk hat. And we had some other products, one called the Stank Foot, and that won Best in Show in NAMM of 2021. And then along the way, we had some fun collaborations with Big Fat Snare Drum. We called it Big Fat Bald Man. Had some products out,
and that still exists as a partnership.
Yeah, we're kind of weaning off of that those particular products right now. Just we have all these different things going on right now.
Because the Big Fat Bald Man it's a big fat snare drum muffling ring, and then it looks like a little ribbon crasher.
But it had Bald Man components on it. Yeah.
Reminiscent of the Rhythm Tech ribbon crasher, but a small sexy version.
And a muffler as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. And the cool thing is that muffler, the rhythm, the crasher part of it doesn't trigger unless you hit it. So oftentimes with something you put on your snare drum, if it has tambourines on or whatever, it's going on no matter what.
Right.
This one is just a muffler, and if you want that cool white noise sound, it's so fun to play. So much fun to play.
Oh, so brilliant. And Chris Mazzarisi, I love him, and Ben Hilsinger and all those guys over there. Fantastic.
You should check out their meme page called Big Fat Snare Drum. That's just their Instagram page.
Yeah.
It's
it's all like ironic.
I give them so much crap for that.
Strange.
I love it. Oh no, those guys are amazing.
I love it. So, and I think that this one was personally I met Danny over at Dose on Murphy Road.
Yeah.
And
Shout out Dose.
It was 2018 or 2019, and he goes, "Here you go, man. Check it out. Do the thing." And I just haven't found an outlet for it, live. But I mean, in the studio.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Like, Aaron Sterling, Victor Indrizzo, Neerzy, all these amazing players. It's just popping up, on their Instagram and stuff like that. So it's fun to see this little weird product being used in popular music.
And you can play it with your foot, or you can play it with sticks. And there's various parts of it that you can play. And of course, I'm sure it'll sound different if you play it with blast sticks or different size
brushes,
sticks, mallets.
Yep, you're miking it from the top, from the bottom. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Again, you can just go on YouTube, look up the junk hat. We have some Sweetwater promotion stuff. In fact, the video with Sweetwater explains a lot.
Nick DiVigilio, he did a good job in interviewing you guys.
Yeah.
I just saw him at the Music City Drum Show. Saw you at the Music City. You had your hands full.
I did. I had a 3-year-old with me. He just showed up. I don't know. I have a child. No, I didn't steal them.
Yeah.
For the record. I don't have that kind of patience. I wouldn't just do that to myself.
Oh my
Here,
God.
take the kid. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Do I get paid for this?
But it's an amazing product, man, and congratulations. And it's just the sales are got to be in every country, right?
Getting there, yeah, a lot of countries. And I tell you, one of the most fun parts of this whole thing was I always, since I was a kid, wanted a patent. I don't know why. I just wanted a patent. Maybe it's like a stake in the ground. I did something.
Check the box.
Exactly. Check the box. And when we developed this thing, I was like, man, I think this is an opportunity to get a patent. And I looked it up. Oh my God.
It's expensive and time consuming.
Yes. But the enemy of art is the
absence of limitations.
So, and I had limitations, right? So what did I do? I found a way that there's lawyers that do pro bono work, that do patent work for like pharmaceutical companies or whatever. So I went on a website called ncleap.org. And you type in, how old you are, what your income is, what you're doing. And then they'll say, oh, you can't afford a patent attorney, so we're going to give you one.
Wow.
So literally this guy named Mark, an awesome dude, walked us through the whole thing. And don't get me wrong, I did a lot of work, but he did the really complicated stuff. And it bypassed the $10,000 to $20,000 legal fee. And it was just a couple $100 to file. And I had to learn how to petition. I had to learn how to go back. And like we were rejected. I had to learn how the process goes to say no. And in fact, you guys remember the Rhythm Tech Iron Cross crasher thing?
The ribbon crasher?
Not a ribbon crasher, but it was like a stack, but it looked like an Iron Cross black symbol
wow.
thing. You'd recognize it. Anyway, the patent office said, oh, your product's way too close to this. And I was like, that's kind of weird.
There was a company, called Factory Metal Percussion that was short-lived. It was around for about 5 years.
Okay.
But this you're saying was a Rhythm Tech product.
Well, it looked like a Rhythm Tech. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had to learn to say, okay, here's what makes us different. And we had to lower, lessen our parameters of of what we're claiming we own, all that kind of stuff. So I learned a lot. So it was a lot of fun to learn it. And I got the damn patent. Bam.
Yeah. How long did that take?
About a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah, because when you're watching TV late night and you see the picture of the caveman and he's trying to carve out the wheel and says, "Got an idea for an invention?"
Yeah.
And apparently it's a company that takes people on they take their ideas.
I can't speak to that, but I fortunately I didn't have to go the caveman route.
Yeah.
ncleap.org, baby.
Now how do you scale and distribute? How do you
That's a great question, Rich.
How do you
We do it all ourselves right now, man. And we have been partnering with some people to help us with manufacturing because Danny lives in Chicago now. He moved to he's not playing anymore.
Because he was doing pop and rock tours and he was doing also some musicals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So he's not playing?
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, about 3-ish years ago, I came up to him and said, "Hey, buddy, big news. I'm having a kid. And I told you you'd be the first guy to ever sub in for a Delta Rae gig." He goes, "Wow, I have big news too. I'm moving to Chicago. I'm not doing music anymore." I'm like, "Oh, well, okay."
He gave up on music.
He's doing some software stuff. He's doing brilliant. I mean,
he's so smart.
He's such a smart dude. Anyway, so we're figuring out the dance of we'll build it here and then I'll bring it to Chicago and distribute through there. And we will meet halfway in Indianapolis and we're finding manufacturers here. It's just wood and metal and chains. It's not rocket science.
Right.
So, but to answer your question, how do you scale it? We're working on it.
Yeah.
Wow. But
Jim, do you have some insights? Because you know a lot about business.
I'm wondering who his influences are. Who do you follow?
Oh, like influence?
You mean like Gary Vee and such?
Yeah,
Thought leaders?
Because it sounds like you probably have a lot of insight in like a lot of the guys I listen to.
Bradley, Gary Vee.
Wait, are we talking about music stuff or
just like thought
business
leaders?
influences?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was like, I don't know any of those drummers.
I don't know Gary Vee, the drummer.
Wow.
Neither do I.
Oh man, I honestly, this is going to sound kind of silly. I don't listen to many of those people. I mean, of the businessy people, it's more of like Professor Galloway, but that's more like financials and politics. I think my North Star is Walt Disney, the person, and as a businessman.
Did you read those books?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
They're fantastic. And to go for an outlandish dream and having a crazy idea, but you have a yin to your yang. His brother, Roy, was the money guy. And he was like, "No, we can't do this." And so there was always that push, that friction, like I said earlier, that balance. I love that balance. So I don't listen to a ton of those. I kind of zoom out. What's the 30,000 foot view?
Well,
North
you're
Star?
going like, to the OGs.
I like to go to the
Titans
sword.
of industry.
I suppose, the
Titans
the
of
source.
industry, Jim.
Because I think Disney started, rumor has it, he started Disney World off of his life insurance policy. Did you know that?
Well, it'd be Disneyland, and
Disneyland
yes,
was?
he mortgaged the house, and I believe life insurance took out a life insurance policy.
I mean,
and
it is a
everything.
crazy dream.
It's
Okay,
insane.
we're gonna have this California real estate. We're gonna build rides. We're gonna have actors wearing crazy outfits. You can get cotton candy everywhere. Like what?
Are you a big fan of like Ray Kroc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The founder.
The
founder. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the things that I've built are kind of on the niche side. So I have the vision for scale, but the junk hat, the target audience, potential audience is very niche. So
Compared to the Post-it note.
Compared to the Post-it note, bingo. But I do look at this. Is going to sound very silly, but I look at a thing like the Duck Dynasty, right? It's not my thing, but I look at that. I go, okay, these guys make duck calls, but they're a ubiquitous brand at freaking gas stations. Yeah. I want to make Bald Man a ubiquitous brand. Maybe people don't know that the Bald Man started as a percussion niche thing, but here we have. Other
Bald Man,
the
salt and pepper shakers.
Bald Man, the flamethrower. I don't know. There's all sorts of different things.
So, but you are thinking,
yeah.
So it'll be you and Danny still creating things.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, the thought leaders, I have nothing against it. It doesn't really do a lot for me. I like to go way far away and say, what is somebody in a different industry like media or theme parks, what are they doing? And how can I distill that down into something that I'm doing? That's kind of what I like to do.
Yeah. Does your wife think you're crazy?
Yeah. And she's also forbidden me to start any other businesses. I've been
But
forbidden.
you have crazy energy. I'm fucking love it.
She does. Yeah, during the pandemic was not a great time for us. She was like, "Please leave." And I got a job picking bananas over at Whole Foods, picking groceries at Whole Foods during the pandemic.
What do you mean picking? Are they stocking them?
No, I would do like a shopper for somebody. They would tell like that. Yeah,
Personal shopper.
I had to get to work.
Instacart?
Of sorts.
Yeah.
And I had to, but it got me out of the house, which is good for her.
Yeah.
And I would talk to people through the mask and everything. And
Interesting. Yeah, I spent the entire pandemic staring into a little green light on my Mac computer, trying to teach drum lessons
I did that too. It's
so hard.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and I are cut from the same cloth, and I that it hit us like, obviously we survived and we're grateful for that.
Because we're people.
We are. But also I'm grateful that it allowed time, because we kind of run the world, so to speak. It's like, nobody tells us no, we can just get through the door. Right. And I feel like the pandemic was very good for the introverts of the world who oftentimes kind of get ignored. And I think it gave them a moment like, hey, we matter too.
It was their time.
And, and I think as a result of that, there's now a more understanding of people that like, hey, I don't want to go to this party. And you don't have to make up an excuse. You go like, I'm peopled out, or, my bucket's overflowed. And we extroverts now know, oh my gosh, it's a battery.
We have to be sensitive to these people.
Yeah. And it's like, they're not being shy. They've had their fill.
Yeah.
And the way that you and our batteries get charged up when we go to a group of people, yay! When introverts like my wife get in front of a group of people, it drains. And now we know, that's cool.
Oh, so you guys are nice. Yeah.
You gotta again, yin and yang friction. That's a good thing.
Because for some reason, and I'm trying to change this. I mean, I don't want to, but I am the last person at that party. Sure. Because I'm talking to everyone, and then the Italian goodbye is very long.
The gabagool.
You're kissing cheeks and saying, no, we're good. And then you run into another person. I'm going to hit the bathroom one more time. And then you start talking to all the people on the way. The Irish goodbye is the way to.
That's the way to do it.
The Irish exit is the best.
It's the best. To be like, I know that I'll see these people tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to have like a Portugal goodbye, which is just a reasonable I'll say hi to everybody and say bye, and it's reasonable.
Yes, and we're not closing
Well, if
it
you
down.
have Italian and Ireland, so that, I mean, in between of that, it would be Germany or France. Maybe it's a French.
The German goodbye.
Oh, French goodbye.
I think the
That's
German goodbye
interesting.
sounds dirty somehow. I don't think
Anything German.
We have a parental advisory.
It could
on
be
this
like,
one.
you put German in front of anything, it sounds like it involves like Scheiß or,
Sure. Your words, not mine.
German shopping bag. I don't know what that is.
It's got spikes in it, and you'll love it. You'll like it.
The French, the French goodbye. It sounds like you.
The French goodbye is
Now, the French goodbye is up
I'll
my
take that.
alley.
I'll take that any day. I love a French goodbye.
It's up something.
Ouch. Because you know what I tell when I teach kids about how to
How to French goodbye?
get a loose hi-hat thing going.
There's your next product idea.
The French goodbye. Sorry, please continue.
No, I was gonna say when I teach the kids how to do like a open hi-hat thing or play a sloppy loose hi-hat, I just say pretend it's like you're on a first date and it's a very lingering kiss, because you want to angle it in such a way where it's like when you strike it lasts as long as possible.
Remind me never to take drum lessons from you.
How old are these kids that you're?
I don't
you're
usually
talking
bring that
to?
up unless they've hit puberty.
Okay.
Even it's like 13, 14, dude.
You know what? I like to have some of these right hooks out of nowhere. You know?
I've never kissed a girl before.
Now I'm going to let this just.
We'll just edit it out. It's not a big deal.
No, that was good.
Anyway, where were we? The French goodbye.
Anyways, so you're in this groundbreaking band. You got Kickstarter history. You got the successful company you're running. You're growing. You're expanding. You got the patent. Now tell me about the Drum Team Collective. Now we had a meeting about this because I want to be somehow in the mix.
And and I admire the hell out of you, Rich, because I've seen what you do in the corporate speaking world, and it's really incredible. It's very, very awesome.
Thanks,
and
man.
I may or may not have lifted a few of your things. I lift all day. Anyway, so the same year that I launched Bald Man, so when Delta Rae was on tour, we would do some radio tours where Grant, the bass player, and I would not go. Yeah. We were all the Musketeers, all for one for all the time. But with country radio,
when it came to radio,
well, they just didn't have the budget. We were like, let's go. I'll play with you guys. Yeah. We'll play. We're a band. But they were like, no, we're just doing the singers. That's just how this thing works. So I had about 6 weeks off the road, which has never happened before.
Yeah.
And I got bored, so I started 2 companies that are still running today.
That's great.
And long story short, with Drum Team Collective, I got a cold call from somebody saying, hey, I saw your ad on Craigslist for teaching drums. You seem like you could do a corporate thing. And we're looking for a team building event, like a drum circle, but not. What can you do? And I said, I don't know what team building is. And I know I don't like drum circles. So give me an hour. And let me think of something.
Yeah.
So I was just driving and I was like, oh, what if I take a drum set and explode it into a semicircle and teach drums the way that I teach a kid playing drum set with your kick drum. Cool. Here's your snare drum, your hi-hat. Let's put them all together. What if we just do that one at a time for adults and say, okay, these 3 people are playing the kick drum pattern. These 3 people are playing the snare drum and the cymbals and tom-toms and so on. And it worked. And
so you got some people going.
I got some people playing 8th notes, and I got some people playing just the 2 and the 4, and I have people doing 4 on the floor or just boom, boom.
In the air.
On actual drums.
Oh, they all have drum sets.
Oh, yeah. When you see a drum team event, it is
put that anywhere.
Sometimes hundreds of drums.
Oh my God.
And a big ball. We just had an event for Glassdoor with 145 people. And I own truckloads of drums. Shout out to Ludwig.
Really?
Yeah.
So what, it's not a bucket, like a plastic bucket? Like
this is rock and roll team building. I'm teaching people to play real drums with a real band. And so what happens is they're playing parts of the drum set and they go, oh my goodness, I'm playing a drum groove with Kyle from accounting and Stacy from HR. This is so fun. And then a professional rock band kicks in live playing great rock and roll
with
songs.
Them playing their part.
With them playing the part.
So here comes Back in Black.
Here comes Back in Black. And it's a beautiful chaos. And I tell my band, I'm like, hey guys, this will not be musically satisfying. However, we are empowering people to learn to play music together, and we're going to break that fourth wall. They're going to be in the band, and we're going to have a music industry Q&A afterwards, all that stuff.
Now, but the band, I wonder if they're on. Are they on ears?
No, God, no.
Okay,
we're raw dogging it, man, and like literally these.
Because what if Stacy in accounting has been working out and she's got such a lead foot, but she's rushing her brains out, and then is there somebody on cowbell, Will Ferrell with you guys? I mean.
Rich, these drums are muffled very well.
Oh, they're muffled.
They are muffled very well.
That's smart.
So they're making noise, but barely. And then I have my drum kit, so I'll jump behind the drum kit and we're glued together.
And you are not muffled.
I'm not muffled.
Yeah.
The Mike McKee story. And that's more of a Rich Redmond story, actually. Not muffled.
No muffling allowed.
No muffled.
Muffleless.
0% muffle. Anywho, yeah, so it's like this chaos of sound, but it's like real drums. Boom, pow, boom, boom, pow, boom. And if one person messes up, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But the point is they're having fun, they're playing grooves together, and then they'll say, well, great job, everybody. And we'll say, hey, guys, you know what I noticed was your company, your core values include accountability and, teamwork. Well, guess what? Those are the same core values that any successful rock band has. And here's how. And we talk about that for a little bit. And then they stand up, pick a new station, and they're high-five, and they got their drumsticks, and we play a new batch of songs. And we do that a few times. We'll take a little bit of a break. And
this is 1 hour?
Hour and a half ballpark, yes. Gotcha. And then it'll be, well, hey guys, let's break the fourth wall. Music industry Q&A. What's it like to tour? What's it like to play on late night? What's Spotify all about? What's that whole Taylor Swift thing all about?
Yeah.
And we can answer those questions.
So you've included the company's cultural bullet points and all that. They've had fun. They see how being in part of a team, it all fits together. And then they get to do the Q&A. You probably go home with some drumsticks.
A lanyard and drumsticks, and they feel empowered. They got to play music together. And what's really cool is there was a small company called Pfizer. It's a pharmaceutical company.
So small.
Yeah. They were one of my clients. And about a month afterwards, I got an email back from the guy that booked it. They're up in New York, this team, and the sales team. And he goes, Mike, I just got to tell you, by the way, we changed the name of this internal team to the Yes If team based on the program. And this little bit that we do. He goes, we changed the name of our internal team to the Yes If team.
Yes If. Yeah. Instead of Yes And.
Instead of No Because. So it's a play on Yes And.
Yeah.
But if you say, let's say a teammate has an idea. And the easiest thing to say is no, because. There's always a no because. But if you're in a band with somebody or in a team with somebody, they're there for a reason. There's a trusted worker or bandmate.
Yeah.
And they have a voice at the table. So if we say, okay, well, yes, if you can prove the ROI. Yes, if you can take that idea across the finish line.
Right.
Yes, if you feel passionate about it and can better convey that to me because I didn't get it the first time. So it's just letting ideas have a chance. Is kind of that's the thesis there.
Now, how many drum team building members is in an event?
Members being the participants,
so you're on the real drum kit, but then don't you have some help with some other drum type people?
Yeah, depending on the size of the event, gotcha. I will have usually a singer who's on wireless running around, another person running around doing hype work, getting people dancing around. Because if you have a cowbell, and if you're a cowbell arena playing tambourine, you're gonna be dancing around the aisles and having fun. But we have a guitar player, bass player. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thanks.
That's a great thing, man.
I appreciate
it's
that.
It's like a giant rock band with lots of drums. Now, the person, Stacy from accounting, who's playing the hi-hat part, she's playing on a real hi-hat?
Yeah.
Do you just tape that up?
I did a little bit of tape, yeah.
A little tape.
A little bit of tape.
Gotta have your gaff tape. What did I tell you, kids? It's part of your gear. You gotta have gaff tape, lug locks, WD-40, extra sticks, extra crash cymbals.
Pliers.
The stuff.
Bring everything with you all the time, no matter what.
You gotta be a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout. Totally.
French goodbye.
Is he not impressive? He's doing all the things.
For the first time in my life, I've met somebody who's got more energy than you.
He actually has more energy than me.
I know.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. We need to channel it.
No muffles.
Muffleless.
Muffleless.
That's right.
Did you guys see that movie, The Substance, with Demi Moore? It's like
it's weird.
I saw it all the way through.
I can't bring myself.
Is that a big deal for you to see a movie all the way through?
Well, because it does get weird.
Proud of yourself.
Like you can abandon it. You can abandon it and be like, ooh, but there is a payoff, Chip.
Okay.
Is there?
Body horror. It's a body horror film.
You know what I watched recently was Death of a Unicorn. Have you seen that?
It's on my stuff, whatever. It's like my stuff, or
it's a unique movie. It's actually for the first time in a while, Hollywood put out something that
kept you guessing. Well, I went to go see a horror film last night.
It's a horror comedy.
I love that.
It could be tough.
Oh,
With Paul Rudd.
Okay, Paul Rudd. Yeah. It's on my list. So is it a good ending?
I thought it was.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Was it worth your $5.99?
I didn't buy it.
It's free?
It's free on, I want to say Prime. Maybe
Okay.
HBO Max or something.
See, that happens. See, I put the stuff on my list, and at one point it's $19.99. Then a week later it's $12.99. Then 2 weeks later it's $5.99. Then it's free. You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. So Jim knows I'm a horror fan,
I didn't know you were, because I am very much too.
very much a horror fan, and I went to go see. There's a new film by Dave Franco and the girl, his real life wife, Allison Brie.
Okay.
And it's called,
She's cute.
it's totally cute. And it's called Together. And I enjoyed the whole thing. And there's a lot of guessing going on. And then you can kind of see the ending coming. And I was like, it's always so dissatisfying when the whole thing is a good ride, but then the ending, it blows the whole thing.
Well, it's tough to do a horror movie.
I'm
these days.
jaded. I'm a jaded horror viewer because very rarely do you not see it coming. And are you completely satisfied? Like a great meal where you're like, I've got my steak, I've got my asparagus, I've got my red wine. This is perfect. This last night was a steak and half a thing of asparagus, no wine.
Got it. Yeah.
Or like liquefied mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, like an astronaut.
Powdered mashed potatoes.
Ugh. Yeah.
So what's your Mount Everest horror?
Oh, I could answer that.
Go.
Alien.
Wonderful.
Well, yeah, no one can hear you scream in space. That's my favorite film of all time.
Okay.
But as far as like one of the most scary films that will never stop scaring you,
Yes.
The Exorcist.
Oh, it's terrific.
Why does it keep scaring you?
It's so odd. It's so
It's
so
something.
abrasive.
Well, the thing about The Exorcist, like
true
it's
to life.
scary, but there's something a little bit like this is too real, or like
this
it's
could
It
happen.
could actually happen because it did.
It's really crazy. Yeah.
There's actually a film out right now that is, it's like, this is what The Exorcist was based on.
Yeah.
And people died making the film.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
A little close.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ. Look at the story of Jim Caviezel
Oh, yeah.
and the stuff he went through. Stuff that happened to
after
him.
he played Jesus.
Just during filming the film.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, just stuff like,
He was struck by lightning.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
a whole bunch of stuff. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
oh my God.
I'm waiting for the sequel of that one.
They do
Passion
have
of
a
Christ
sequel.
2.
It is.
That's right.
Electric Boogaloo.
I think they actually do have one in the works.
Oh,
Wow.
how about that?
Yeah, after his resurrection.
Phew. That's crazy.
So-
Jim, you're actually a little quiet today.
There's so much energy. It's something that's going to.
It's insane energy.
And then one of the things is I'm just trying not to, it's
It was like, remember when Kenny Aronoff and I were...
Oh, good grief.
It was insane.
That's too much for me.
Then
I
he
read
found-
the room, man.
Kenny found out that he can swear. And he goes, we can swear on this fucking thing. And then he just opened up the floodgates.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say, one of the things I wanted to kind of bring up was my family and I have been watching this YouTuber called Ryan. His name is Ryan Trahan.
Yeah.
And he's got like probably 22 million followers on YouTube. He's one of these guys, great, wholesome guy. He's probably 25 years old, married his wife for 5 years. I mean, they got married young. They just finished, I think I was telling you about this the other night, 50 states in 50 days at the coolest Airbnbs. And
they're driving?
They drove everywhere except for Alaska, California, and Hawaii. And they rode, his intention was to raise $1 million for St. Jude.
Oh, wow. That's a great charity.
$11.3 million.
$11 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to give them a shout out because that's noble. That's
So
noble.
and people were donating, but he had to make it to the new Airbnb every day.
Airbnb, and they had all sorts of challenges. They had this thing called the Wheel of Doom. So if somebody donated over $50,000, they would have to spin the Wheel of Doom.
Yeah.
And on the Wheel of Doom was like, hey, you got to go through the next 24 hours without coffee, or you got to wear your pajamas for the entire day, or you got to split up and find your way to the next Airbnb. And they hated that. Or they can get a golden ticket that forgave them for the next,
So it's
24
more of
hours.
a wheel of inconvenience.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
You know.
gamified it.
They gamified it, and say, hey, if you follow us on YouTube and on Instagram, we'll give you we'll donate a penny to the cause. They raised like $100,000 in pennies with people that followed them.
That's amazing.
That's crazy, right? And he's got his own candy company. It's called Joyride.
Wow.
I know.
Shout out Joyride.
I know.
It's going to be hard to take on the big boys at Mars.
They're in
I know
everything.
a guy.
Yeah.
I got a guy.
But you know what? Last night I felt guilty afterwards. I in lieu of dinner, I had the bag of peanut butter M&Ms. Love them.
Is that your
Amazing.
go-to? Peanut butter or peanut M&Ms?
Peanut or peanut butter. These were peanut butter.
I'll just do Reese's Pieces, Reese's peanut butter cups.
Too small.
No,
They're too small.
Not pieces, but peanut butter cups.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the M&M brand. I'm totally
You're
in.
a loyalist.
Yeah, I like the red, yellow number 5,
All the
red
chemicals.
6. Oh, yeah.
It's made you the man you are today.
Robert Kennedy would hate it.
He would. Maha.
Make America healthy
again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well.
Hey, if he makes our food like Europe, that would be great.
All we have to do is get rid of, good luck with this, but get rid of all the high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's the hugest
That's a whole ball of
industry.
wax right there. I know.
It's impossible.
Dude,
Well,
Mike Tirana. I mean, the guy's in great shape. He eats bread and pasta.
Well, I'm sure he eats some protein.
Maybe.
But
Mostly peanut butter M&Ms, I think.
That's right. Yeah. Italian made.
I felt guilty about that one. But anyways, on the couch last night, I had my mixture of
You're like, I'm starting to feel like Jim.
cottage cheese and Greek yogurt. You know, you mix it up and put some local honey on it, and it's just like a protein power pack.
That's
And
my
then-
breakfast.
Yeah,
I've been doing cottage cheese with sliced almonds and honey.
that's fantastic, Jim.
Right?
But you get an egg in there too.
You think so?
Not in it, but on the side.
Raw?
Not raw.
Go Rocky style?
Yeah, Rocky style.
Yeah.
Salmonella.
Not a fan.
Raw eggs.
You're in good shape, though.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I wear a girdle. Full body girdle,
Give him a
baby.
good
Just the whole thing.
That's amazing. Yeah, but do you have like a thing to get out and like get your son, work
it
the
out?
lungs?
Oh, God. Well, I appreciate it. I miss, that's part of the road that I miss very much because as drummers,
the free time.
well, actually, so I never had drum techs or anything like that. So I would set up everything. We're pushing all the gear from the trailer, setting up for the show, playing the show, tear down, pushing out, and then on every day off, go work out in the hotel. So I was exercising every single day.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm not touring right now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel it. So try to, I break a sweat every day is the goal.
Yes.
Get sweaty every day. That's
Even
the
if you
goal.
go for a walk around
Oh,
the
yeah.
neighborhood.
And right now you can just step outside and you're sweaty. So.
Guys, this is like hot.
Yeah.
Has it always been this hot?
No.
I've lived
The
here.
entire country is on fire.
I mean, I've been here 28 years. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's in the 90s. It's supposed to break, I think, this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, that when this airs, that's not going to matter.
See,
At the time of this recording.
At the time of this recording.
Yeah.
I love layering. So like, October, November is like awesome time.
I'm wearing long underwear right now. Like I said, total girdle.
I was going to mention that. You have to wear
miserable.
pants over those.
I am miserable right now.
Oh my God. Hey, so do you have advice for somebody who wants to start a business and see it through because you've done that very successfully?
Get your head checked.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I don't think I've been very successful with it, but I would say to them, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I would say, talk to everybody. There are no dumb questions. Ask the dumb questions.
Yeah.
And find these, not even mentors, just people that are outside of your comfort zone. Find that yin to your yang.
Yeah.
Find people that and have people poke holes in your idea. That's a very important thing of like finding people that will say, here's why it's not going to work. And then have a response to those, but relish in that friction, and that's what makes things work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That friction.
That's great advice. And entrepreneurialism aside, what about you as a musician? Did you come from a musical family? When did you start? Who was the catalyst? Was it Ringo? Was it Stewart? Was it Alex Van Halen? Who was it?
So my parents are both professional musicians.
That's
my
great.
dad just retired from the collegiate world. He was a pedagogy and musicologist over at Campbell University.
Oh my God, where's that?
It's North Carolina.
Oh, gotcha. And
my mom is still teaching some, but they, from 50 students a week down to, they're kind of trying to retire. And so I grew up with John Paul, George and Ringo, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and classical music.
Wow.
So that was my entire upbringing. And I mean, we'd be at the dinner table, name that composer, name that time period. Is this Baroque? Is this pre-Baroque? What makes it Baroque?
Oh, so you probably did really great in music history class.
I did.
Drop the needle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And no, I just dropped my dad's name, Dr. McKee.
You went to the same school that he taught at.
Well, I got free tuition there, which was very nice.
Kill it.
Anywho, but so I mean, piano was played 24/7 at my house, so I was just completely indoctrinated that way. Got a little bit older and discovered rock and roll music. In particular, started listening listening to heavy music and realizing how cool the similarities between heavy music, progressive music, like heavy metal and stuff like that.
Helmet and like
Rage Against the Machine at the time. I'm a 90s kid.
Yeah.
And then I was realizing, oh my gosh, and even though, especially with Dream Theater, that stuff is classical music. It straight up is.
Oh,
and in
straight up.
My thesis is if Beethoven, Bach, Rachmaninoff, Tchaikovsky, if they were all around today, they would be making progressive music, I think. Like
that's what it was.
That's what it was. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That's heavy.
That is heavy.
Dun, 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 I mean, it's dope. So I am one of 4 boys in the family, and all of us are musicals. We played in bands together, and most of us are doing it professionally still to this day.
You have did you say brothers?
Yeah.
And they all play?
Yeah. Wow. Yep. My brother is my youngest brother. He's 10 years younger than me. He and his wife just moved to Nashville. They're in a band called Waking April. It's like a electro pop, synth pop duo band.
Nice.
Really awesome. Y'all check them out. They're on Spotify and all that good stuff. Waking April. And then my brother Mark is a producer out in LA, and he works with a ton of artists. In fact, he did a thing with Jason Aldean a while back in Florida a few months ago with an artist.
Oh,
yeah, like it was a private corporate show.
Oh, gotcha.
Y'all did.
Yeah.
And then my older brother Adam is in the tech space, but it all revolves around music tech things.
Wow. Dude,
Yeah.
you gave me a great idea. I know Mike Tirana does it. Mike is he did a lot of the artists on Shrapnel Records and stuff, and he lived in the United States. He's got a giant mohawk, but he moved to Sardinia, Italy, and he plays a lot of classical music with the drum. There's not a lot of clinicians in the States that are doing that.
He built himself a respectable social media following.
Very respectable.
In his 60s.
Yeah.
Muscular guy, keeps himself in shape and eats
No, but
right.
I mean, the idea of incorporating one classical piece and playing drum kit on top of it into my clinics, I think that'd be fun, dude.
Do it. That could be really cool. Yeah. And what that would do.
That could show the chart.
Well, what that could do is show that music is so universal. I think it's all big one umbrella,
It's just
right?
all cross-pollinating.
And it's cross-pollinating, but if you can take a modern element like a drum kit, which is like, to me, the epitome of a modern American
It's
instrument.
only 100 years old.
Well, here's why I like the drum set, because the story kind of goes, this is what I've been told, is that the drum set kind of started in New Orleans. They would have these street drummers with one person playing bass drum, one person doing cymbals and snare drum, and they wanted to keep the party going on the riverboat. So they got all these, but they couldn't fit all these drummers on a riverboat in the corner. So one guy was like, well, I'll just play the bass drum with my foot. And it was just out of necessity.
Yes.
That this drum set, again, the enemy of art is the absence of limitations. They had limitations. Great things came from that, right? And so the drum set evolved from that, but it's such an American instrument because Chinese tom-toms, Turkish cymbals, English snare drums,
European bass
drums. Yeah, and then it's kind of made in this awesome melting pot in America. I think
I tell everybody it's the Benetton of musical instruments. You know what I mean? It's basically it's incredibly multicultural. But the other theory is that maybe there was a vaudeville or a silent film thing, and then one guy, the cymbal player, couldn't come, and so then they invented the low boy.
Sure. Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, we can pay one guy for 3 jobs.
Yeah. I think it's more like we're going to keep the job.
Yeah. I see. Now the other thing that people, I don't know if they know about you, but you also have an affinity for cigars.
I do enjoy the cigars.
Yes.
Cigars and whiskey.
Now we have a great cigar bar here called the Mission Cigar Lounge, and it's what's the one that we on the
Smokers
east?
Abbey in East Nashville.
Smoker Abbey's in East
You
Nashville.
live so far away. You're in Alabama.
It's
almost.
insane.
It's insane.
Yeah, I really I'm on bonk 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 bonk. I mean, where am I in North Alabama?
No, you're not.
Okay,
feels
but-
like
I've been down here for 20 years. It's not in North Alabama.
actually, I'm so used to it now because I don't have to go into Nashville every day now.
Do you have a studio here?
I'm going
track?
to,
Okay.
because I bought a house here.
Kill it.
So I have my place is going to be 20 by 21 with 12-foot ceilings. So it's going to be gorgeous. But I want to make sure that I do the build out all in one fell swoop. And I want to be here and not on tour because
Right.
I'm only in town now 48 hours a week. 48 to 72 hours a week now until November.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is a very special time. Then.
This is this is why Jim and I go like, let's do 2
18
podcasts
episodes.
today. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So this
Gotta do that.
This week buys us a month of podcasts. So if you're listening to this, but anyways, yeah. So we have and it's great. You can go to this cigar lounge, do your thing, walk out. You don't smell that bad because the smoke eaters are the best.
And this is the one in town here. In
Yeah,
Mission.
it's like a mile
Let's give
from
him a
here.
shout out. What's it called again?
The Mission Cigar Lounge.
All right.
Yeah.
Isn't it a good one,
John
Jim?
Spittle. He likes to hang there.
Yeah, no, John Spittle, my buddy J.R. McNeely, who was a tracking engineer 25 years ago. I would meet on like at all these studios around town. Now he just mixes, which is great. You know, stay at home, you can mix in your underwear.
I always do.
You know what I mean? My thing is, I'm such a fashion hound. People are like, hey, you could just like track in your underwear. I like to get dressed even if I stay at the house.
I think people would hear it. They're like, this song is not working. I think, was Rich naked?
Yes.
Was Rich naked in this one?
Is he wearing cargo pants or skinny jeans?
Sounds like he got too comfortable with this one. There's not enough tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Again, that friction. Let's get some uncomfortable pantaloons on this guy.
Friction.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I like
His creativity exists in limited environments.
What's
Almost.
your?
Almost had it, man. You almost had it.
It was almost there. What is your favorite? Do you have you've been here 5 years? Do you have a favorite restaurant in town?
I love to cook at home, man.
So you do the cooking.
Oh yeah.
Is it a modern cosmopolitan relationship like that, where your wife is like, "I'll clean and you cook," or like,
I think it's more of I'm good at it and I like to do it.
see that
But
was
I like to barbecue
It was
and
such a sexist thing to say, wasn't it, Jim? I'm really showing my age.
you can edit that out.
I was like, oh, it's a reverse relationship where you're doing the cooking.
That's so crazy.
What's wrong
Women
with
be
being
shopping.
What's wrong with being sexy?
Sexist.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but restaurants,
Spinal Tap.
I love in Donaldson, Jalisco. So Danny, my Bald Man partner, he knows all the rad restaurants around town. So when I moved here, he showed me some cool spots. So, but any kind of ethnic food, like there's some great pho restaurants around town. We used to live in Antioch, and man, the Vietnamese food there is so good.
I don't really do Vietnamese a lot.
It's called the King Market in Antioch. It's a grocery store. When you walk in the back, it's a very small Thai and Vietnamese restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good.
And you never got food poisoning.
Oh, constantly. But it tasted great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, vomit violently afterwards.
So you love pho and
I do.
and Thai and sushi. And
Oh, yeah.
All the
I
stuff.
celebrate all that stuff.
All the stuff.
Absolutely.
What is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink. I'm a cocktail hound, but I honestly, right these days, just whiskey neat I think is really great. Depending on, because me and my buddies go to Kentucky, we go to Louisville a couple of times a year, and we go on the Bourbon Trail, and we go to these tastings and everything like that.
It's kind of like the kind of like Sideways, like a wine tasting,
Yeah.
wine country, but in Kentucky.
More or less, yeah.
That's
so it's a
cool.
lot of fun, and it's great time out with the guys doing that. But I love to make old fashions at home with like a little smoker thing. Make them smoked
that's
old
great.
fashions. I think a smoked old fashioned, that's my staple.
Well, I like that. A good old fashioned is. Did we have one the other day?
The breakfast.
I've
It's
never
the
had
breakfast
one.
of champions.
I've been a big IPA guy. You had home style the other day from Bearded Iris.
Yeah.
Great. That's a good beer.
That's a great beer.
It's a great beer. Yeah. Absolutely.
Jim and I are always at the brick tops. It just works for everything.
So I'm from North Carolina, and North Carolina's beer situation is really good.
Yeah.
And so coming over here, I think one reason I switched over to whiskey, because the whiskey situation in Tennessee's a lot better, but just the breweries just couldn't keep up. But there are some great breweries in Nashville, including New Heights is my favorite.
New Heights is good.
New Heights is
Barrique.
What's that?
Barrique is good.
I don't know that one.
Down by the stadium.
Okay.
Mill Creek isn't bad.
That's
out in
good.
Nolensville.
Marble Fox is great.
Marble
There's some really
Fox.
good
and what's the one that does the peanut butter and jelly?
Peanut butter and
That's
jelly.
Tailgate. That's Tailgate.
Actually, there's a better one. Zool Brewing in Knoxville.
Oh.
XUL.
Okay.
This thing tastes like a peanut butter and jelly.
Why not just
sandwich.
eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
It's-
I can't get over the whole food beer thing. I'm like, just eat a sandwich and have a beer.
But it's so
Because it's more fun
bizarre.
as a beer.
You need a freaking knife and a fork to drink that beer.
But
We learned something about Rich. He's on the couch with his peanut butter M&Ms.
That's right.
So
No. I was at the movie theater. Oh. But I might as well have been on the couch.
I might have been on the couch.
Yeah. But on the couch later that night, I had the protein infused
That's
dish
what it was. Okay.
because I felt guilty
Yeah.
for having M&Ms for dinner. Now, who would be your favorite drummer? Who are the Catalyst guys? Well, you said Ringo,
I didn't say Ringo.
But you
I
said-
said Matt. Nope. I said Matt Chamberlain's my number one.
but you said John, George, Paul.
Oh, that was how I grew up with listening to the Beatles.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But no, I'm a Ringo aficionado, I will defend Ringo to the death.
Me too.
Thankfully, there's less Ringo bashing than there was. I think people are getting wise and they're hearing the isolated recordings. Guys, there's some audio out where they pan over and you just hear Paul and Ringo playing together. It's just like these isolated tracks.
I'd love to hear that.
Oh, it was so slinky. Oh, it's awesome. If you're ever like, I don't know about Ringo, listen to this isolated tracks, man.
I'll just never forget when Greg Bissonette said, isolate any Beatles song with the drums and you'll tell what song it is.
Just from the drum track.
Hook, 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 hook.
Yeah.
It's not just time. It's ideas and orchestral parts.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, my Delta Rae career has been stealing from Ringo of like, let's do parts. Time. There's like maybe 5 Delta Rae songs that's just time. With fills and out. Like, and very, your standard stuff. I love parts. And that's part of that classical upbringing.
Yes.
Jeff Porcaro, Matt Chamberlain, Ringo.
Nice. Well, that's, the great building blocks for any drum career because you got time, groove, feel covered, creativity covered, pocket, lope.
Commercial success and artistic success.
Yes. Man, that's amazing.
Good stuff.
Yeah, man. And he likes Dream Theater too. You would say you like.
I respect them very much. It's not my bag, but I love. My favorite quote about music stuff is from Sting. Somebody asked him in an interview, "What kind of music do you like?" He says, "I like music that surprises me," and I'm like, I like that because Dream Theater is surprising music. Jazz is surprising. Heavy metal is surprising music, and I think there's some things in pop music right now that is surprising. I'm like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. Is I like surprising music, and I would say the Dream Theater falls into that category.
Well, you're in college. Did you get into the Spang-Spangalang, bebop or big band kind of a thing?
I was never good enough for that.
No.
Yeah, I dabbled, but I know enough.
But what was your degree in?
I got a degree in Spanish and religion, and I don't do either one anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't do either one
So
anymore.
you played for fun.
Well, I played professionally through. I mean, I helped part like my
in
dad.
College.
Yeah. I mean, part of paid my room and board, which was not covered by my dad's doctorate or being a professor there. I was playing in worship bands and country bands, and I was making money weekly playing music, playing drums, and then I'd go to class in the morning, and I'd do a cover gig that night till 2 a.m. and then work on the papers and do that whole thing. Yeah. And I thought about getting a percussion degree, but I was like, I don't want to teach. I don't want to teach professionally. I want to tour, play rock and roll, and I want to get this degree. So I make it a choice to go, all right, I'm good at this language thing and the religion thing, so I'll just do that and then be able to do the rock and roll thing. And sure enough, as soon as I graduated, I was off to the races.
Smart. Now, so you speak Spanish?
Not anymore. I said I don't do them anymore.
Oh. But I mean,
at one point I did.
Just because it atrophied.
I don't know what that word means, but it's
it weakened. And
it's not like riding a bike.
Yes, you got to use it.
You got to use it or you lose it. Yeah.
I told
that's no bueno.
I told
what?
No bueno. Huh? I told Jay Weinberg, I said, "Hey man, I love your feet. Slipknot. I mean, God, I would kill to have your feet." I said, "I'd love to have your feet," but I said it's kind of like learning Spanish. I would really love to learn how to, but not so much that I'm actually going to do it.
Can the clip of that be, "Hey, Jay Weinberg, I love your feet"?
That's going to be the
close. That could be the opener.
Yeah,
because I'm just quoting Rich Redmond.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Listen to the show.
Yeah.
Jay's feet. No muffles.
So Mike McKee drummer, folks, it's MCKEE. MikeMcKeeDrummer.com. You'll learn all the things. That's your hub. And then you're on the Insta and all the stuff.
I'm on the socials, of course.
And then Bald Man is how people find that, baldmanpercussion.com.
Yeah. We have our shop there. You can buy some stuff, and we do customized junk hats if you want your name on it.
Ooh.
Like I even have. Here's mine. Here's the camera. I made this one for myself, so I have our Bald Man logos there.
That's killer. So we could actually put
you could have a Rich Redmond
show. We could have a Jim, and you and I could share the junk hat.
Yeah.
It could be like our rim shot. Our badapa.
I mean, that just sounds great. That's so cool. What do these retail for?
They go for one. We just had to change the pricing. $169 for the OG one.
And there's a smaller version.
There's other sizes. Yeah. So Thomas Pridgeon, drummer from the Mars Volta and beyond, he was like, guys, I really want a small version. And because we use a CNC machine, we were like, well, we're going to have to make like a bunch of them. So we ended up we made one for him.
Yeah.
And then that's the one that Daru Jones ended up having as his signature model. And his signature model, they're all sold out. We made it very limited edition. They're gone. They sold out like that.
Wow.
But we had his record label and his face engraved on the entire thing. It's so cool. So you can go on our Instagram and our website and see that one.
That's awesome. I'd always see Thomas getting a burrito at a place called Cactus on Moore Park in Studio City, and I never bugged him, but I always be like, the musician thing, I know you.
Who was that? Thomas what?
Thomas Pridgeon?
Oh, Pridgeon. Yeah.
He'd always be getting a burrito.
That's Thomas always getting a burrito.
So what's new for Delta Rae? Any new music coming out?
Yeah, we just released a single a few weeks ago, and we have another one coming out soon. We have a big show in North Carolina on October the 18th, and again, there's so many munchkins and kiddos now, so it's very hard for us to get to do public shows. We do some private shows, and this weekend, this means nothing because we're not airing right now, but I'm heading up to Boston to do a presentation for the Delta Rae musical that's coming to Broadway. It's called The Ninth Woman. So we have our flagship song, our first single that took us around the world. It's called Bottom of the River. It's actually an a cappella number. And I said, I want to find a sound for this song because I think it's going to be a big song. I ended up playing Chains on a Trash Can. That song was the catalyst for the Junk Hat. So I was playing it with my hands. I was like, I want to get that sound with my feet. So fast forward like 5 years after that song, that was the catalyst for the Junk Hat was that song. So anyway, the music video for Bottom of the River went viral before it was virally things. We were like on the cover of Reddit, and we got on some music blogs back when that was a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a story about some people finding a witch in Salem, Massachusetts, but then she turns out she was a real witch and kills them. And so it's a musical version of that whole story kind of fleshed out.
So you guys fleshed it out and wrote a musical.
Yeah.
Together as a band.
By and large, it was the siblings. There's 3 siblings in the band. They do all their writing. This is really their big creative project. But because it's a Delta Rae musical. But I cannot take any credit for the writing of that.
So you're gonna sell it to Broadway.
To Broadway.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Now Huey had a thing, didn't he? It was short lived.
It was the Heart of Rock and Roll, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had music. I mean, Melissa Etheridge has one out there. I mean, Bruce Springsteen.
That's true, yeah.
There's some oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
It's a new thing now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of great artists doing the musical thing.
Too bad Ronnie. I'd love to see a Ronnie James Dio musical and be all medieval, to be dragons and elves and gnomes and some short person singing very,
Holy Diver!
I'm a sucker for Ronnie. I thought he was just so delightfully theatrical.
The best.
We haven't talked about Ozzy.
Well, we haven't.
Yeah, the funeral was today. I saw a little bit of it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, They televised it.
They did. Yeah,
Wow.
They streamed it. I mean, it was in Birmingham, and the whole town just came up, and there was a marching band playing Crazy Train. I mean, it looked very, very special. That dude was actively dying on stage, and he was giving it was his last huzzah. I mean, you could tell it was really a big push to get that show out.
Yep. Yeah, 2 weeks out. Sounds right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. Wow, God rest his soul, man. He can bite out the heads off as many bats as he wants now.
Heavenly bats.
That was by accident, supposedly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He didn't know it was a real bat.
Oh, he thought it was a plastic bat.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, it was moving, probably.
We've been watching the World Detour with Jack and Ozzy. So I guess, Jack is coming to his own as he's actually like a really likable dude.
Yeah.
Just a family man. And he divorced, or his wife divorced him back in 2020. But leading up to it, just a great show. They go and see all of America, just the two of them.
This is Jack.
Jack Osborne.
Oh.
And it's, my wife even likes watching Ozzy, but she's not an Ozzy fan.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah, man. Interesting. Everyone's, man. My ex did a reading for Jack Osborne one time.
Yeah.
I was married to a psychic.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. You didn't see the divorce coming?
Everyone says that. I was waiting for it. Thanks, Jim.
Yes.
Oh, my God. So, thanks for coming, man. On that note, on a positive
that's
note.
The French goodbye.
Oh, my God.
The German goodbye.
That was a very German goodbye. And it was good. We covered a lot of ground, and it's because you and I talk so fast. We did a 75-minute show.
in 18 minutes. And imagine somebody putting this on 2X.
Yeah.
I would apologize to somebody's brains for falling out if they did that.
Can you believe Mark Maron is retiring?
No kidding.
Yeah.
I can.
1,300 episodes or something. He's like, it's time. I think he's going to miss
in that
it.
new show, with
Well,
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, yeah.
Owen Wilson?
Owen Wilson?
The one with the penis nose.
Luke Wilson. Owen.
Owen.
Yeah. He's got that show.
He has a musical coming out, Owen Wilson. It's called Wow, the musical.
Wow.
Wow. What else? He's got a documentary. Mark Maron's got a documentary about him. Yeah. He just played a lead in an indie / larger Hollywood type film. And he's got a special coming out on HBO. Like, he's crushing it. 4 big things.
How have you not invited him onto this show yet?
He's such a curmudgeon. I don't think he never.
Come on. That would be like one of the biggest highlights of your life. You love him.
I do love Mark Maron. I just he was the one who convinced me that instead of being all buttoned up, because when we first started the show, I wanted it to be, there was no ums or uhs, but in just like very questions.
This is the Rich Redmond show.
Not like Inside the Actor Studio, but more a polite version. And then I realized the popularity of his show and Joe's show, and it's just like sitting in a bar chatting.
Yeah. Right. That's what people appreciate.
I know. And I hope more people appreciate it out there. Be sure to subscribe, share, rate, and review. Get your merch. We appreciate you. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mike McKee, drummer.com. Jim, thanks for your time and talent.
Of course.
We'll see all you guys next time.
This has been The Rich Redmond Show. Subscribe, rate, and follow along at richredmond.com/podcasts.